Hi everyone, and welcome to another Country Rose farm video. We are so thankful that you guys are checking on us and walking through this journey where we are working to be self-sufficient and improve our homestead every day that we can. In this video, I am staking up the green beans and with some spent round bale twine that we've already taken off of a bale that we've fed to the animals. So I took some T-posts and drove them into the ground. There was no opportunity really to put panels up this fast. That's just how quickly they grew, which is great. The beans will be fixing nitrogen in there for where the okra and the corn is. But what's great is that I was able to take a couple hours, and even though it was super hot and the sun was scorching down, it was pleasant just to be able to get in gear and get this done so that the beans would have some structure to climb up upon. Whenever you keep up a routine and a schedule, it kind of helps you feel like you have a sense of control over something. You get out of bed every morning and you kind of have a bit of a ritual. You get up at our house. I'm the first one up, and I make coffee, and my husband gets up and goes to work, and he has to be there before 6 a.m. So that gives me plenty of time from 6 to the point where the kids wake up to get something like a project done. And usually that's farm chores, and whenever it is so hot outside, I like to do my garden work in the morning. But often too, things inside have to get done, like dishes and laundry, and trying to plan out the day. I've got a few other projects that I do besides farming. Yeah, we keep a full booked schedule here at the farm. But in this video, it is just right before lunchtime. And the reason I'm out this late in the garden is because the boys and husband are off to church. And I stay home while they go off to church and take care of the farm and all the farm chores so that my husband's schedule is freed up and he can attend church with no worries of having to take care of what's going on down in the dirty mud. So before this whole pandemic kind of disrupted regular routines, my husband used to have to wake up early on Sunday mornings and drive the church bus all around the county and get the kiddos over to the church in time for Sunday school. So it was a big deal, or it's been our pattern before this pandemic, that I would wake up early and get him, help him, get ready to get out there and get on the bus, and I would make fresh scratch biscuits in the morning, make sure the kids were up and clean and dressed and ready, and the bus would come by our house and pick up the kids, and the kids would deliver Daddy's breakfast. Hopefully it was like still hot by the time he got it. Typically it would be eggs and biscuits and maybe a little bit of sausage, but I'd have it packed up and they would deliver it. And he would be able to eat before church began. And then the kids and husband would be gone for a good portion, probably like, gosh, several hours. Husband would be gone due to the church bus service, and I would have time on Sunday mornings to get big projects done around the house, mainly just a lot of housework. So making sure everything was ready for Monday. And that's getting, make sure there were enough work pants clean and make sure the kids had school stuff ready. It was the reset time. Part of our Sunday ritual, even when there was a bus, and now there's not a bus service going on, is that we would have a nice big hot lunch. And a lot of the times that's kind of like more involved than usual. So there'd be like spaghetti with special meat sauce and vegetables, garlic bread, and just something really involved. Sometimes there's a pot roast. So my Sunday mornings are pretty darn busy making sure that we're ready for Monday, as well as getting a big lunch ready. So in this video, what you're seeing is where I'm taking a 2-hour chunk of Sunday afternoon before the lunch. Luckily, it was a lunch that I had started in a slow cooker this day, so I didn't have to worry about manning the stove. We are so blessed to have so many green beans that have popped up so vigorously. And I'm putting baling twine that has come off of spent round bales. I'm putting about 2 or 3 strings going down the row. There are still 5 rows of green beans. This is a time right before the green beans. Their flowers are just starting to come up. There's no mature beans to pick. This is a good time when they're tender and they're really spending a lot of their energy putting out vines. And I hit the scene just in time. The corn is still a little squatty, and my okra has not yet taken off, but the leaves are getting bigger. So I know there's some activity. I've been kind of peeking around at other people's gardens and noticed that a lot of people have short okra this year. So I don't know if that cold snap we had late May interfered with okra's response, or maybe the soil temperature was wrong. So many factors can come into play when you're dealing with a garden. Plus, this is the first year that we've cultivated the front yard, and I wouldn't say that we had a very thick layer of topsoil to work with. Very acidic ground. There was kind of poor types of grass that you would find, like sage grass and moss. This is a slanted area, so the water comes in and will wash a lot of the nutrients and I guess the topsoil on down to where the apple trees have gathered up. The soil at the apple tree looks great. The soil here where I've put beans, not so good, but we put a lot of manure and compost and wood chips and worked that in ever since wintertime. we still have a long way to go when we want to amend the soil. It'd be great if we can like lay down some lime and get the pH balanced. That is a real important thing when you're considering doing a garden, is amendments and soil fertility. Luckily, we've been on this land 5 years, over 5 years now, so we've got some history. We know what has happened the past 5 years. It's been a grass lawn, and we've been able to make observations on that. There were some small tree stumps in certain parts of this front yard that people had cut all the way down to the ground, so there was like no stump visible until you were right up on it. We had someone that had an excavator come out and dig up a whole bunch of those stumps, gosh, 3 years ago, I think. But every now and then I still run into a root or a large chunk of really old stump wood. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for giving us the opportunity to kind of invite y'all over here to the farm and let you see the progress of the garden. Really appreciate all the views we've been getting on our hay videos. There is still more to come because we have to get to the second cutting, which is great because we need a lot more round bales. We may have to purchase a few round bales, and Richard and I are working really hard to get the barn ready. We hope to update everyone as we have been making some improvements on the barn to show what we've done to address the water issues. And if we have another wet winter like we've had the past couple of years, we're going to be ready. We've got pallets. We have purchased pallets and laid those down to get the round bales. They're going to have to be stored on the outside of the barn again. We've got these nice large hay tarps to put on them, and we're really excited to see if this preparation is going to help preserve the food for our animals. This year we're going to have a lot more animals to prepare for. We've kind of made some estimates, and I can't say that this is a hard number that we've committed to, but I think we're going to try to aim for 200 round bales. Now, some of those round bales are going to go ahead and get converted into squares and stuffed into the barn, the main portion of the barn. We have the lean-to now that my husband made maybe 6-7 weeks ago, where it's 2 stalls for our horses, because horses are very hard on pasture. The cows and the goats, all the lightweight animals, they're not so bad, but mercy heavens, a horse with their heavy hooves and the way that they pick grass and really kind of get the whole root yanked out is not good for pasture. So we've got an area in the farmyard right near the barn that's going to be like a paddock, so the horses can walk and exercise during the winter months. And we're just going to sacrifice that spot. Hopefully it won't get too muddy or soupy. We're building it up with sawdust and chips. So more updates to come. Maybe another farm tour is on the expectations. But thank you again, and be sure to like the video if you do. And we appreciate all of our new subscribers, and we really enjoy getting these videos out to you. Don't forget to hit that bell for the notifications, and we look forward to getting another one posted very soon. Thank you.